up as the Genesis.
Okay, that's fine. We'll just go ahead and manage.
Okay.
Yeah, unfortunately, we got the same setup as earlier. Should be good on
all right, ladies and gentlemen, we are here. We've got our
the same setup as the Genesis.
Okay, that's fine.
Feeling okay. Should be okay.
Unfortunately, we got the same setup as earlier.
All right, so to your starting position, we'll do us a countdown.
Okay. All right, so timer starts when I hit X on the Chapter 1 kind of loading screen. We'll use the OG costume.
Good choice.
First, they have to tell us how evil the Dark Dragon Blade is.
Okay.
All right, so 3, 2, 1, go.
Chapter 1 kind of loading screen.
All right, Ninja Gaiden Black. This is about a 2-hour and 10-minute run, so get comfy. First, they have to tell us how evil the Dark Dragon Blade is. So this is a ninja simulator that came out in 2004 on the Xbox One. Somebody takes Ryu's stuff. He wants to get it back.
All right, Ninja Gaiden Black.
Screwing up the first trick, of
2-hour,
course.
10-minute run, so
Oof.
get comfy. First, they have to
It's
tell
all
us
right.
how evil
Chapter 1's going to be a little rough.
So this is a ninja simulator that
Chapter
came out
1's
in
always rough.
2004 on the Xbox One. Somebody takes Ryu's stuff. He wants to get it back.
Is game audio and everything's good to go?
2-hour, 10-minute run, so
Oof.
That sounds good here. I had to do a quick reset on life. So
Alright.
like,
Chapter
kinda
1's gonna
messed
be a
up
little
your
rough.
Start, but it's all good.
Okay.
I'll say
Ninja simulator that Chapter
All right, that works. Yeah, what's up, Sarge?
Xbox One.
Sarge, being a trooper.
Somebody takes Ryu's stuff. He wants to get it back.
Is game audio and everything's good to go? Yeah, I was hoping with the I was hoping with the delayed
Chapter 1's gonna be a little
there's
rough.
an echo. Oh no.
Chapter
All right, that works.
Yeah, what's up, Sarge?
Sarge, being a trooper. This is the Brown Ninja room. It's the second most important room in Chapter 1
Yeah,
to do well, and currently I'm not doing it well.
I was hoping with the delayed.
There's an echo. Oh no.
Alright, that works. Yeah, what's up, Sarge? Being a trooper. This is the Brown Ninja room. It's the second most important room in Chapter 1.
Oh man, that was an awful Brown
Currently I'm not doing
Brown
it
Ninja room. All right, hold on one. Oh wait, here we go. Sorry about that. That should fix the echo. Thank you, Overkill. You're getting that taken care of now rather than later.
I was like, it can't be me.
Yeah, no, I had I didn't have the browser muted.
I'm like, I'm just dying right now.
Yeah, it's like please no technical difficulties right now. So the world record of this game was actually beaten about 5 days ago. The RTA world record's now 152. Was a 157, I believe, before that.
Good lord, man. So sub 2 hour. Wow, that's great.
Yeah, the current world record holder thinks he can do sub 140. But, you know, that's what happens. Well, that would have been terrible overkill if I sat here and streamed with echoed audio for the next 2 hours.
I was just more like, I wasn't gonna do it with the restream. I can't do that on your stream. So like, no. Can't touch it. Can't touch it.
Yep. Alright, so far this is a pretty terrible Chapter 1. This would probably be a reset. This is a very marathon unsafe game. They let it into GDQ once back in 2008. Oh no, not 2008. That's way too 2012. Jeez. And not again since then. And I think just because it's so unsafe. But we're gonna be doing a few safety saves, unfortunately. You know, just to make sure we actually finish the run.
Many times I've seen this run go south. I was like, we gotta do safety saves. So I don't feel bad allowing those for this run.
Yeah, it's one of those things. It's like, well, you know, this run could end in the next chapter, so. I mean, technically, it's kind of already over. But that's right. So Mirai, this is the first time we fight Mirai. He's kind of a butthole. Come on. What we got to do is kind of coax him into doing his roll move, because he gives us frames where we can do damage. We do this on-landing Y move that does a lot of damage to him. Come on. Playing it a little dangerous right now with the health. Okay. So, generally we want a 310 or lower for an actual attempt in Chapter 1. That's going to be like a 340. 4 minutes, ugh. Alright. So, well, luckily we made the estimate 2 hours and 30 minutes. Alright, so Chapter 2, basically they burn his house down. And kill all his friends, so he gets all bent out of shape about it. Oof, that trapdoor can ruin a lot of attempts too. Luckily, I haven't fallen in it in a while. I wasn't gonna say that before I passed it. Didn't want to jinx it. Come on, go in the door. There's 2 final bosses in this game, doors and the camera. The camera's going to come into play big in Chapter 12. We should take a lot of damage there because of it. If you fall from a certain distance, you'll do what people call a hard landing, where Ryu does this little animation. You completely lose control of them. It takes about 2.5 seconds to recover. So, if you throw shurikens right before you hit the floor, it negates that, and you only lose about a second from falling from large distances. So it could be, you know, you save almost a minute over the course of the entire run. Current route calls to grab those smoke bombs and use them on Dynamo, but I skipped them because I still haven't perfected that strat yet. Cameras are always true ending final boss. Yeah, man. Like, this camera in particular is pretty abysmal. This part can be a little annoying because of the geometry. A lot of times, for whatever reason, you fall down that stair. Some people will UT these guys and to farm the essence. Oh, so there's 2 kind of special attacks, ET and a UT. An ET gives you 300% essence bonus, and a UT gives you 1000%. So we're going to try to ET as much as possible and UT in certain places in order to farm essence. I forgot to check my farm. We should be okay. We're not. What I'm going to have to do is go back out here, kill 1 ninja, and come back because we need the Inferno Nimpo. So we're going to coax these guys into spawning. Of course, they're being clowns about it. Please don't blue me. Alright, we're good. So, this farm's going to be a problem for us later. Hopefully, we can take care of it in Chapter 3. Alright, so now we got our Inferno. We can grab our elixirs in case we need grip and sip later. Another big part of this game is menuing, trying to menu as little as possible. The menus are really bad. I've been playing this game for well over, like, since it came out, and I still constantly screw up the menus. You lose so much time in them. Yeah, what's up, Sanic? I wasn't sure if you were going to make it or not. Dude, it's early. Or late, depending on how you look at it. So I'm going to try to line these guys up. Nah, it didn't work. Oh, that's okay, because he didn't die anyway. Devil elixir up. No! Alright, that actually might work. So this is the UT I was talking about. Unfortunately, because the final blow didn't kill, I'm not going to get that essence bonus. But we'll get the ET bonus, so it'll be 300%. Best menu in game ever. Dude, these menus... The only way I could see these menus being workable is if it was on PC. And even then, it'd be a little sketchy. So this is Masakato. He's the second butthole. He'll also ruin a lot of runs. He has an RNG armor where just an arrow will not hit him, just because it's bad luck. So we're gonna have to deal with that. So far, actually, I'm getting good luck. Oh my god, we're getting really good luck. This is the makeup for Enin's ones on the dice room earlier. Dude, I was laughing so hard. I felt so bad for him, but it's so funny.
Yeah, same.
So it actually won't let you go in this door unless you grab that scroll. So we have to grab it. That was an okay chapter too. Besides for the farm, that was pretty okay. What do we get? You can sub 4 that. Sub 4 is essentially free if you farm correctly in chapter 1. Dude, I've eaten so much pizza over the last month. I can't eat any more pizza. I'm like half pizza at this point. Chapter 3. Chapter 3 is kind of interesting. I am going to be taking a safety, the first safety save here. You can fall off the airship very easily, and then it's ripperoonie. This is the first and only map we're going to be getting in the game. It's a trigger. You need it to start the encounter to get the key to move on to the next corridor. For whatever reason, it's making me watch this cutscene, which is weird. It's funny, in all my warm-ups, I was getting a lot of really weird bugs. So that move I'm doing there, just the standing Y over a downed enemy, is called the Fiend Sealer. It's the slowest move in the game. Usually if I do it, it's by accident. We're going to try to leave that essence to chain it in this next encounter. But the timing's a little tight. Yellow essence will last for 10 seconds. And even like cutscenes count against that time. Yeah, see, we weren't able to chain it. And that sucks too, because we had the UT bonus. We would have gotten... You get 30% of an essence output if you use it to UT chain. So even though we only would have got 30%, that still would have been 300 essence. Would have been big. Not a very good fight. Luckily, he left the blue, so we're not really losing anything by moving on before gathering that S. That's a good jump. Oh yeah, we're gonna be taking safety saves. Yeah, don't worry, Sanic. I'm not waking up at 3:30 in the morning to die in Chapter 6. Shoutouts to Daylight Savings Time. It's really stupid, but bought me an extra hour. The spawning pattern of these guys is random between the left and right window, so you kind of just have to... You gotta be heads up. Alright, I'm gonna gather that essence, actually, because I need the farm really bad. The goal is to save 2 essence for... There's a grenadier that comes down. So we want to UT him for 2 things. A big essence bonus, and to save time. So the setup should be perfect, actually. Oh, sometimes he can stuff your UT. Oh, and sometimes he has a random amount of health, so UTing him doesn't guarantee a death. Basically, that's the worst RNG you can get in the whole game. But we'll get more worst RNG in the game later. Jump on top of that guy. This is going to be our first safety save. We're using save slot 16 tonight. Lucky number 16. So we're gonna break that crate in order to ET chain that when the guys jump in the window. That's okay, we got extras. Oh, what? That was okay. Could have been done better. These are the guys I was talking about that can knock you off of the airship, and they've ruined a few runs. Luckily, it's just chapter 3, so we've only wasted 14 minutes if that had happened. This is my favorite trick in the game. Ah, it didn't work. We still ended up booting him. Usually you can counter him and just boot him off the edge. No, I was actually playing it on Xbone earlier. The problem is, the first time you play this game on a new machine, it caches how far you've gotten, and it forces you to watch the cutscenes if you haven't already beaten the game. Plus, there were some weird emulation glitches I was running into. Yeah, exactly, Overkill. That's what happens. They'll shoot you off of this tightrope. And then it's ripping spaghetti. Usually we have level 2 dragon. So if you do it the way the developers intended, we have level 2 dragon by now. But we're better than that, so we're keeping level 1 until the next chapter. What we do is we manipulate the upgrade of the sword to get the ticket to go to the party, just like in real life. Grab this great spirit right here. Oh, that's heartbreaking. I actually don't remember how to get back up because I have not done this in so long. Oof. By the way, actually that reminds me, the Xbox One compatibility came out last week. If you haven't played this game, definitely give it a shot. It's game of the year every single year.
I was actually holding off on that myself, so I'm glad you mentioned it, because that was going to be the first thing I was going to ask you, is how was the compatibility? I was actually kind of curious.
It's there. I felt a little bit of like button input lag, like maybe a frame or two. And there were just some other really weird glitches that I was running into that I don't on a 360.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping they'll fix that, because this was one of the first ones they released, so they could be doing some patches later on once they was like, hey, we got some issues.
Yeah, I mean, I'm confident they'll fix it. I just showed my katana collection. There you go. So this is Dynamo, very RNG heavy, big time reset point if you have like a sub 215. For this very reason, it's very hard to do damage against him. And he has that dome move, which actually JTB figured out you can stuff a couple weeks ago. So like, this game's so old, people are still figuring stuff out. 710's not too bad, especially with the mistake I made. Sub 7 is usually we're on decent pace. This next chapter is a running simulator. Basically, there's, I believe, 2 encounters. The rest of it is just flipping around. That guy is a Navy SEAL, because he hits me every single time. I don't know what the hell that's about.
Gonna be Bayman in the skies.
Yeah. That on-landing jump, that's the fastest method of movement in the game. So I'll be trying to do that as much as I possibly can. That door to my right with the skull logo, that's going to be a huge problem later. Because for whatever reason, he refuses to go in that door. I think I've reset after trying to go in that door so many times. Yo, the load gods are with us tonight, though. That was a really fast load. It's funny, that move I keep spamming, the on-landing Y, they removed that in the PS3 version because it's so cheap. They didn't intend you to be able to do that much DPS. So we're going to abuse the crap out of it. That is until we get the level 3 dragon and we get the gleaming blade. Ooh, bad movement. So hopefully I'll remember to use that Red Devil, or Spirit of the Devils rather, before the chapter ends. Usually I forget and I curse about it later. So we're still running. Yeah, Sanic, I can't believe you're still awake, man. I just picked up Mario Galaxy too. So I was like, when I was warming this game up, I was like, oh man, I gotta stop playing Mario Galaxy. The physics in Sigma are pretty much exactly the same. The only differences I've noticed are there's a quick menu, so you can use elixirs passively, and they remove that XY landing Y. So this is Hans Bar, super exclusive. We have to go get a party ticket in order to get in there. Party ends up kind of sucking anyway. Alright, so our farm was okay. We should be able to upgrade everything we need to upgrade here. Actually, our farm was pretty bad. Alright. We're pretty far behind as far as farm goes by about 2,000 essence. I'm not quite sure how I messed up that bad. But as long as I don't use my talisman in early game, it shouldn't come into play. As long as I can keep up with my weapon upgrades. Just have to be mindful in Chapter 6 of how much essence I'm collecting. Yo, Sanic, you and me both, man. I was like trying to sleep, but I couldn't. I was getting all stressed out. It's like I gotta wake up in an hour. 3:38, that's pretty standard. If you screw that chapter up, there's might as well just call it a night, because that chapter is pretty much free.
So I do have a little announcement to make.
Okay.
I was crunching the numbers, and we have raised between the 2 years that we've done this for Extra Life, over $1,000 raised for Distance Dark Hairs. So
Nice.
You guys, that's amazing.
Yeah, dude, this one especially has been huge. Just so it was during Argic's run, there was like what 55 people.
Oh yeah, I've been watching that too. The viewer count is through the roof compared to last time. It's getting very, very big.
Yeah, that's crazy in 1 year.
Like, I'm ready. I think it's time to go in person next year.
Yeah, I gotta go pro. That's pretty much my plan, Sarge. I'm just gonna go as hard as I can and then hopefully beat the game, and then I'm supposed to get my oil changed later, but I mean, do I really need a car? Oof, that's kind of an example of the camera not wanting us to play this game quickly. The hype don't stop. Yo, the hype train is off the rails. Oof, there we go. Cars are for wimps. I'll just run to work. So, there's an encounter that you're supposed to have to do before it'll let you enter this door. But if you flip through the trigger while they despawn, for whatever reason, it marks the fight as completed. So we're just gonna do that instead. Use a bicycle. See, the problem is I have about an hour commute to work. I don't know if the world is ready for all dem thighs if I start biking to work. And I don't need people getting jealous. Oof. Every time I stick on some geometry is absolutely heartbreaking. Oh, poor ninjas just running after me. Running in the 90s. I'm gonna I'm gonna UT this guy and take this opportunity to farm. Grenadiers give you quite a bit of essence. So we lost a few seconds there, but it'll end up helping us in the long run. No pun intended. The majority of the speed run is just having really crisp movement and being able to span the Gleaming Blade once you get to Chapter 7. JTB's, he's developed some new strats recently. And I forgot to use the Spirit of the Devils, of course. I was even talking about the fact that I was going to miss it. Ooh, that's no good. So these guys have a pretty high chance of giving you a blue. Usually you use that to chain an ET. But I'd rather not die here. This guy I'll UT. Bam. That was an okay red dragon fight considering I only had one essence to work with. This is the Hydrocubus. Usually a pretty easy boss. I'm just gonna use this Spirit of the Devils quick. See, like right here I need my shurikens. But I didn't menu correctly, so that's just a 5-second loss. That was a pretty bad first cycle. I kind of panicked when I saw that red essence. If you have the fire wheels equipped, it does huge damage against Hydrocubus. But of course I have the Inferno out, so I can't use that manipulation. Alright, so that's chapter 5. Bodied. Yo, get bodied. Trying to stay hydrated here. I had a mini Butterfinger when I woke up, so we should be good. 456, world record. Yeah, I think he like 450 this chapter. My IRL or IL on that chapter is a 432, which I think might be world record for that chapter.
Oh, very nice.
I can't confirm that though. I just haven't seen a faster chapter 5 personally. There is a devil elixir to the right there that I used to grab, but I just skip it now. Save the 3 seconds. Coming up is one of the worst encounters in the game. It's the first time you see the Monk Fiend. And I can't figure them out. I don't think anybody can figure them out. Yeah, man, I have a whole bag of Butterfinger Mint. Well, I had a whole bag of it. I pretty much destroyed it. Oh, I had this bag of Reese's Peanut Butter Cups I ate in like 24 hours. Come on. See, this encounter always goes poorly. It's so frustrating. And it's like, just get good. Okay. I wasn't sure if he was dead or not. That was a pretty bad fight. Oh, dude, remember Butterfinger BBs? You know what was actually very good was the 3D Doritos.
Oh, dude, whatever happened to those?
I don't
I
know.
miss those things.
Oh, and I found out that they still have Dunkaroos in Canada. Because of some weird American law, they're not legal here.
Huh.
Yeah, it's no fun. No fun allowed.
Yeah, we never get the good stuff.
Yeah, I mean, we had Dunkaroos. And they took them away. I think it was Obama. He was like, I'm taking the guns and the Dunkaroos.
Yeah.
Alright, so this lock, as long as you remember right, left, left, right, you don't have to remember what the numbers actually are. Grab a little reading material. I'm going to get this now because I have a habit of forgetting it, and you can't finish the game without it. I'm pretty sure one of my most watched clips is of me realizing that I forgot that at the end of the game.
I thought it was either that or the boom falling on you. Well, not falling on you, but just collapsing.
Wait, what was it?
When your boom on your desk just broke.
Oh, yeah. I still haven't fixed that. It's like, wow. Alright, I'm gonna take an elixir.
The timing was classic though. It's like Sega, boom.
Yeah.
Oh.
So if I remember correctly, yeah, 2 ensigns will kill a monk fiend. That's because of Trump. He deported the Doritos.
Dun dun dun. Well, there is like a new Doritos. It's like the Munchies, but they do have the little, I guess, the circle ones or something. It's not quite the same, but you know, they try.
Yeah. I'm still yet to have the Dorito taco from Taco Bell. I feel like at this point it's too late.
All 3 flavors. Gotta do it.
So how back is Jolt, Sarge? Because I've been seeing you guys drinking all this Jolt. I haven't seen it around me. Kind of gel. Alright, so that was like...
I actually found mine at a Dollar General, so I was actually lucky. I saw it in case. I'm like, I gotta grab it. Doink.
Oh, Dollar General.
That's the first time I saw it in a long time.
I actually have one of those right down the road. Alright, so we're about halfway through with Chapter 6. This is one of the longer chapters in the game. Right here we got a little Indiana Jones action going on. Luckily, if you know how to do the on-landing jump consistently, you won't take damage from these spikes. Ooh, if you hit those pillars, even if they don't fall on you, they knock you down for whatever reason. So we're just going to cheese this section. Ooh, see what I mean by consistently?
I was about to say we don't want any spikes, but then you got it. So.
Yep, jinxed it. So there's a great spirit in here.
Say it, I jinxed it.
Yeah. I got a little disoriented here. There we go. You can fall off the edge there if you miss that that air Y. Come on. I forget, somebody actually calculated how much faster you fall doing an air Y than just falling. But I can't remember that kind of metadata.
Yeah, especially this hour. It's like, no, I can't do math. I'm sorry. No, I'm not gonna do it.
Yeah, I'm surprised I feel as good as I do right now. Because you know how washed up I am. I can't stay up late at all anymore.
Yeah, I was actually kind of surprised you asked for a midnight run. Like, is it? Who are you? What happened? What you do?
Yeah. Alright, gonna take this opportunity to farm a little bit. That's it. Alright, that was actually a really quick fight, jeez. The flails are used exclusively in this chapter, and then I'll be using them again the first Doku fight at the end of chapter 11. And besides that, they're kind of, you know, we don't hear much from them. Okay, I did get a red. If you time, I was gonna say if you time your essence management right, you can nimpo these guys and they'll all just for whatever reason attack you, even if you can do really big damage to them. But usually what happens is this, and this is just like an absolute disaster. So next we got the mummy fight. One of the best cutscenes ever made, but we can't watch it. Nice. I wasn't sure I was going to get that off before he stuffed me. There is a pattern that you try to defeat the mummies in order to get the best setup to do these UTs and try to farm off of them. Luckily we got a blue there, so I'm going to try to stack these guys. Come on, come on. Okay, good. Do the same thing here. The last two hits of this move do the most damage. So as long as I hit a mummy with the last two hits, I'll kill them. I miscounted. I thought that was the last mummy before. Still a really good fight though. So when I was doing this next skip up here, the Mummy Archer skip, I failed it like 6 or 7 times before I actually got it, so hopefully that doesn't happen this time. Good chain. That's heartbreaking. Ooh, that blue is huge. After that pedestal in the middle goes down, you have to kill 3 mummies before it'll go back up. So usually I'm able to stack and UT chain in order to just kill them quickly, but we didn't really get good RNG there. Use this opportunity to get one more quick farm in. These bats will kill you going up the ladder, so you just gotta do some quick X spamming there. It's a little steamy in my room. Alright, so this part is one of the most frustrating sequences in the game. Trying to dodge these archers. What was that guy shooting at? Alright, that's as good as it can go. It can't go any better than that. Finally getting some good marathon luck here. Same idea with these bats. They'll kill you if you kind of don't keep an eye on them, so I usually just kill them. That was actually a decent chapter 6. Hopefully we get good RNG on the bone dragon here. Ah. Come on. It's about poor execution on my part. Missing my on landings. Oh! It's so rare to get RNG armored there. Alright, 40 minutes at Bone Dragon, so we're not doing too bad. Yeah, we're not about that tail life. Bam. That's okay. Our health management has been really good so far. He's gonna tail whip me one more time, just to be difficult. That was an okay chapter. Sub 13's ideal, but my Monk Fiend fight was really terrible. 12:35. Actually, that's a really good chapter 6. That's a good chapter 6 by 25 seconds. How's everybody's No Shave November going? Mine's going really well.
Mine failed. I think about mistake. I was like, I didn't even think about it. Like, man.
Yeah, I'm off to a good start. Alright, so we're going to switch to the Dragon Sword here. Makes moving a little bit easier. Ooh, that's a good jump. Sometimes you can fall on the inside of the corpse, and you lose a few seconds, but that ended up working out well. So here we need to get level 3 dragon. If we, oh wow, okay, farm's a little bit better, so we're doing better. As long as we got level 3 dragon, we're good to go. Gonna burn an instant here, just to stuff that hard landing. So now that we have the Gleaming Blade, that's essentially the only move I'm going to be using, except for a few other spots where X, Y, Y can come into play. But the Gleaming Blade is extremely broken. I'm not sure if they meant it to be so OP. But yeah, it's by far the best attack in the game. The only problem is sometimes it won't let you buffer them. You end up sitting there slashing around like a clown. I usually only shave the neck beard. Gotta keep the neck beard trimmed up, man. The neck beard, it's hard to do well. I've only seen it really executed a couple times. So eventually, because I've lost track of how many greats I have and our health management's been really good, I'm going to end up wasting time opening a chest for an item I can't collect. So I'll be sure to be frustrated at myself when that happens. To make sure we kill that guy, otherwise it won't let us trigger. This is a very tough skip, and we got it first try. Actually, that worked out really well. And I botched it. So the Gleaming Blade has the same properties as a ET and a UT. There's 3 phases to it: normal, single essence, and double essence. And you get the same essence bonuses from landing the final hit. Which is huge because a lot of times you'll accidentally farm some essence. And I think that's too many. Okay, so I think I have 5 now. A neckbeard could go really well. I mean, I guess that depends on what your opinion of really well is. Yep. Really rough first phase, but we'll we'll two cycle this. So we won't only lose a second or two. You can kill it in one phase. It's just really difficult. All right. It was okay. If you let it go, yeah, true. If the neckbeard has to be a part of something greater. It can't be. You know, it's not the main course. Ooh. Ooh, forgot where the door is. Alright, so coming up we have Alma 1, which was one of the most difficult strats to learn when I decided to start speedrunning this game. And one of the most difficult bosses just when I played this game casually. That's if we get past these stupid archers. Jesus. Alright, here's the marathon luck. You gotta be kidding me. Okay, I'm getting a little frustrated. Alright, here we go. That guy has the second, or the third ninpo rather, but it's absolute trash, so we don't bother picking it up. I was just going on and on about how good our health management was, then I lose 2/3 of a bar to something you're supposed to be able to run past. We're fighting brown ninjas in the next room, so I'm gonna grip and sip quick just to make sure we don't die. Because I forgot to take my safety save pre-Alma 1. We have our talisman, which if you die, you just respawn rather than game overing. So we won't game over, but still can still be a little bit of a problem. We have an epic menu coming up soon too. Oh, I can't believe I missed that. Alright, yeah, see what I mean? Alright, let me see if I get a blue out of this guy. Alright, cool. Yo, what's up, Nodwin? What the hell are you doing up, man? See, that's a problem. My beard's pretty curly too, so it's constantly knotted. You know, my cross to bear, I suppose. With great beard comes great responsibility. Alright, so we're going to try to get her stuck in a loop. If this fight goes like my practices were going, we're not going to be able to do it successfully. Camera really doing us no favors. Come on. We're really burning a lot of essence, which I don't like, but... wow, okay. So what I'm doing here is just watching a run just fall apart, trying to farm a hit. Luckily, by this point in the game, we have a lot of elixirs and things that will end up replenishing throughout the course of the rest of the run. What is going on? Alright. So obviously this is a reset. But there's no crying in marathons, so we're gonna keep going. We finally got the loop off. This is what's supposed to happen. That was abysmal. Ugh, that was really terrible. Oh well, what are you gonna do? You're gonna push through it. Yeah, this one, this particular 801, sub 7 is ideal. So that's really bad. Alma, both are Alma fights. There's another one coming up where it's the same thing. She has an RNG armor with a pretty high probability of stuffing. So it's part of the fun of trying to run this game. Chapter 8, we're officially halfway done with the game. It's funny, man. When I first played this game, I don't even know how long it took me. Alright, so my execution's falling apart. I'm gonna try to get it together. That's what we needed. You know, I've been running this game for so long, I don't even really remember how to play it casually. I think you just kind of try to, you know, stick and move. But that boss is a huge reset point. There's, if you swim, the portion where I was swimming into the elevator, you can swim right. There's a corridor with a save station at the end of it. It's a little annoying, but for first few time playthroughs, I mean, it's pretty much a necessity because that boss can take 20, 30 tries first time. I mean, like I said, I remember being stuck on it forever. I think this game came out when I was 16. This came out in 2004. Oh, come on. So that crate contains, what are we on? We're playing normal mode, so I think that's just smoke bomb, so we don't need that. Yeah, I mean, the guides for this game is like get good. Like that's how you beat the boss. So the arrows that we collected in the last chapter are actually pretty crucial for saving time in this chapter. There's free arrows at if we go all the way up to that gate, but it takes 5 or 6 seconds to farm them and then come back and kill those guys. We're gonna go for something called God Copter right here, which is where we hit this copter 4 times before it circles around, and we're not even close. That's okay. Yeah. I think I was watching the current world record run with JTB, and somebody was like, how should I get into running this game? And he was like, don't. He's like, first get good at it. This guy takes between like 30 seconds and 90 seconds to spawn. It's all just depending on if RNGesus feels like smiting you. It can also take between 2 and 4 hours to kill. Yeah, you know. I mean, Ryu, like, he's such an awesome ninja that he can just take out a helicopter. See, so this is the door I was talking about in Chapter 3. There we go. That actually wasn't too bad. There's a great spirit in here, which obviously we need because of how bad that Alma fight was. I was like, before I got on, I was like, wouldn't it be cool if I PB'd? And now I was like, oh, wait a minute. Just finish the game. There we go. Wait a minute. Oof. That was rough. Coming up, if you want to play this game, I highly recommend learning the trick we're going to do in the warehouse of the next chapter, because it's the single worst room in the game. So I'm not going to play it at all. We haven't safety saved in a while. 433. It's pretty average. Like 420 is usually what I go for the lulls. Ninja Doge. This is another loading screen. You can take a random amount of time to go into that door. And then you're kind of just stuck there like a buffoon. I don't believe that guy died. Did he? Nope. It's so unlucky that he would take 3 arrows to kill. That's so crazy. Got to make sure we get those arrows, otherwise it runs a little rip. So this is the trick I was referring to. This is a game changer as far as being able to enjoy playing this game. There's these really annoying robots that spawn if you do this level, this part of the game the way it was intended. And it's for clowns, so we're not doing it. Well, at this point, maybe we are, because I can't even get the setup right now. Okay. You know, this is the one thing I didn't think to practice when I was warming up. There we go. You know, for a marathon, that's not too bad. Generally, if it takes me more than 2 tries, I reset. We don't want the map. I lied. That wasn't the first and only map we'd be getting in Chapter 3. Alright, so we should be good on scarabs now. Yeah, I see that thing that's shooting at me. Those are the things that spawn if you do this the way that was intended. Why, it's called the Corn Belt. Dude, I cannot stand that room. It's awful. Yeah, it's I'm now starting to feel like the tired in my eyes, like the adrenaline's wearing off. This part's pretty simple. Grab the explosive arrows, shoot these guys in the mouth. I'm going to UT here in order to absorb some of that essence. It's just a quicker way of basically absorbing any essence that's in the vicinity without actually running around and scooping it up. This is the tank fight. This is another major reset point. I also forgot to pop my lives at 1,000 gods, so this is going to be nearly impossible. I'm going to do that now. And I'm also... No, you know what? I'm not going to do that. This, whatever this crate is made out of, is amazing because it blocks the rockets from the tank. So as long as my angle's correct, I can just sit here and shoot this guy. Like right here, I'm still good. That was a good first tank. When I first woke up, I was like, game time, let's go. But now I'm a little struggly. Alright, that was an okay tank fight. Take it. But it's alright, time-wise, we're about halfway now. A little less than halfway. So we'll be okay. But yeah, that sleeping later that's gonna feel sweet. I'm pumped for that. That's gonna be good stuff. Yeah, I'm forgetting strats. I'm gonna blame it on being tired. Come on. My execution's a little rough. All right, hopefully this helicopter is pretty rough. Whenever I need to clutch it, I don't seem to. So let's see here. Shit. Ooh, okay, not playing that game. Alright, that was okay. I'm gonna need to start being conscious of my elixir management, especially towards the end of this next chapter, because we're gonna be doing a strat called Dive of Death, where I skip an oxygen tank, which allows you to breathe underwater indefinitely, and instead I'm gonna be using health management in order to do a pretty long swim. And actually, now that I think about it, there's an elixir in here I'm gonna grab. This should be my last scarab. Let me check. 15. That's our last scarab for the day. So scarab route is done. I chose a beginner scarab route tonight just to make sure I don't mess it up. We're gonna pray to RNGesus we get no nades here, and he just lets me destroy this tower real quick. Nice. That's perfect. Doesn't get any better than that. There is a refill station for your explosive arrows over to the right there. But there's another one at the end of the next cutscene. So there's really no reason to waste the time to go over there. That's a rarity. Alright, so because farm has been a little terrible, I'm going to try to do a strat to get a little extra essence. I'm going to chain that blue essence up there into a UT to kill these 3 soldiers at the bottom. And if everything goes to plan, I'm going to grab the stick. Alright, so it did not go to plan, so we're just going to go ahead, use that elixir, and leave. Switch back. I'm not sure what happened, I must have just taken too long. Blue essences only last for 6 seconds, so I think I wasn't quick enough. Hopefully this Nimpo goes a little bit better. Otherwise we're going to be down a talisman. Grab this devil elixir. Alright, so since I didn't kill those guys, they're going to respawn. This is one of the most difficult doors in the game. See, this is like the third most difficult door to get into. Without clearing the guys in front of it first, obviously. Hey, that was perfect. Can't do it faster than that. I'm going to grip and sip myself a little bit here. I'm drinking a ginger ale. $9.53. That's not too good. Sub 9 there is run worthy. But again, we still have our talisman. We're okay on elixirs, so we're just gonna keep pushing. This next sequence, for whatever reason, only in normal difficulty, there's a random timer in order to proceed to the next portion of this chapter. No one knows why. But we're just going to kind of flip around like an idiot until the fiends pop out and we're going to jump in. Oh yeah, the fatigue's hitting me. It's hitting me good. Come on. There we go. Alright, so these guys are super ugly, so we're not gonna pay them no mind. Hopefully I'm gonna get something called first bat skip. Which requires me to jump right away, and I screwed it up. So we gotta kill these bats now. The camera kind of stuffed me there. If you manage to jump towards the door as soon as you get control of Ryu, you don't have to kill those bats. But obviously I wasn't fast enough. This chapter grew on me. When I played it casually, I hated this chapter. But when you start to get your movement down, there's some really cool movement sequences here. That chest has a great spirit elixir over there to the right. We're going to leave that for after chapter 11 when we're on our way to Alma 2. Alright, so we have our first fight of the bosses, which the name I refer to them I cannot say on stream today. But I'm sure you can figure it out when you see them. So this is the first electric worm. Boogie woogie woogie. And we're just gonna gleaming blade the crap out of it. Oof. You can double land an ET on them. I haven't quite gotten the timing down yet. What are you doing, Ryu? You're really boning me here. Alright, so now we're going to be picking up the Inazuma, which is the last Nimpo available to you. It actually becomes pretty crucial for a strat we're going to utilize in Chapter 14. I've forgotten that stupid stone tablet so many times and had to go all the way back around. There's some elixirs I don't usually grab on a true PB attempt, but I'm gonna go ahead and grab them this time. All right, so we're gonna get some more ads spawning here, but we're gonna pay them no mind because we're not about that life. Oh, as I get comboed by one. That's what I get for disrespecting them. Oof. It's very easy to forget the sequence of events in this chapter, especially since the all the chests are mixed in the higher difficulties. So if you're used to playing hard, very hard, or Master Ninja, the way you tackle this chapter is completely different. Actually, in the current world record run, JTB does forget the route because he was coming off of very hard playthroughs. Luckily, he recovers quick, though. Alright, so we have the second, the double boss name I can't say fight. There's double the trouble. So we're just gonna spam Gleaming Blade. Ayy. Oh, that's no good. I'm gonna use an elixir here because there's another one right behind him. So hopefully if I can... Oh, it's not gonna work. I still get the big damage. You get 1600 essence from you teeing him with a blue. So if the perfect RNG setup, you get that blue drop from the first worm, and then UT the last worm for some pretty big essence. No such luck this time. I believe that chest has a great spirit elixir, so we're gonna pop it. Pop, lock, and drop it. Alright, and I was what I like to call wrong. And that was not... Is it this chest? Okay. I'm not used to these kind of safer routes. My last PB attempt was at the time the third place run. So I was pushing pretty hard and skipping quite a few items. Unfortunately, I didn't get to practice as much as I wanted to before this run. There's been a slight uptick in the community for this game. I think it's because of the backwards compatibility with the Xbox One being released. It could be that, or there's a new runner, Unwary, who's very, very fast. He actually beat the world record for a little while.
Yeah, I was wondering about that because I was thinking every time it's been re-released, it's going to be a brand new audience, new generation, just like Star Fox 2. I mean, we had a whole group of people after this classic got released. So
Yeah, that at least is what JTB is attributing it to. Because he was saying like he started streaming this after the backwards compatibility was released. He was like he was getting viewer counts he's never seen before. So that's what I think it is, but who knows? That's what makes the most sense.
that's the whole trick about Twitch. I mean, you got to figure out like what brings in your viewers. So there you go.
Yep.
I mean, nostalgia.
All right, so we're about to place the last piece of the puzzle of this chapter. And then we're headed to Pazu. One of my least favorite bosses in this game. I'm going to do a quick Great Spirit Elixir swap here with this chest. Alright, how's our farm? Uh-oh. Just barely made it. Wow. This farm, this is one of the worst farms I've ever had in a run. I don't quite understand why it's so bad. Alright, so we got a pretty diesel menu here. So I used to use the Nimpo upgrade on what's it called? Oh, on the Inferno, but it's actually faster if you do it on the Inazuma. You get a lot more DPS out of that Nimpo. Alright, so we've exchanged the scarabs. We're officially no longer even thinking about scarabs. So we're making progress. Forward progress. This is a challenge room. If you kill every fiend that spawns in this room, that gives you lives of the 1,000 gods. We're super elite, so we don't need it. As I take damage. This is another room that actually in Ninja Gaiden Vanilla, in the original version, the non-black version that came out, those bats would damage you. So that was another room where you had to kill the bats, or you risked dying during that cutscene. Come on. Sometimes he doesn't want to cooperate. Alright, that was stupid. I'm not going to bother swapping because my health's pretty good. I do need to switch my Nimpo to Art of the Fire. And see, these menus, this is what I'm talking about right here. Wasting a lot of time just having to remenu. Grab the Brand of Valor, which unfortunately we never get to use. Because for whatever reason, we're just going to go stick it in the floor. Alright, so this is Pazu. He's a run killer, very RNG heavy. He also does pretty big damage, as you can see from right there. Yeah, this is already getting really bad RNG. That's okay. I'm going to use a grate here, because we get another grate on the other side of the door. Alright, that's bad. And this is RNG. There's really nothing I can do about this. What I'm looking for is him to stun like that. Oof, that's no good. Okay. Now I'm in trouble. This should be the killings phase. Good. Essence management is very poor right now, especially going into this chapter. Generally, I like to have 5 grates and at least 3 minis, but it looks like I'm going to have 5 grates and 0 minis, which is going to leave me 1 grate to fight Doku 1. That's if I get a perfect swim. Luckily, Doku 1, after so many attempts, is somewhat predictable. Trying to think of where my best safety save is. Oh, I know, right before Doku 1. So we're fine. We'll be okay. Just gonna have to clutch. So this is the obligatory water level. Like all other water levels, it's awful. But for some reason, games need a water level. I don't know why. I'm gonna make a game with no water level. It's gonna be Cody. So right now we're just mashing A to win. So on a casual playthrough, you're supposed to go and look at a dead body, and he has the pass key to this door. But we've played this game hundreds of times, so we know it's 0971. So I'm going to take this opportunity to grab a mini elixir here, which leaves us with $38 left. Bad money management. We're going to have to take out a line of credit. Is run over the water. Yeah, I was just about to say, like, the only enjoyable water level I've ever experienced is in Wave Race 64. Okay, so this is called Tank Skip. It's the first phase of something called the Dive of Death, which I'm currently not executing correctly. You're supposed to go get an air tank, which is over to the right, but it takes about 3 minutes. So, with a little bit of confidence and some good luck, we can skip it all together. This phase of it isn't too nerve-wracking. When we actually hit phase 2, it's pretty... It gets you. It hits you right in the tummy. Hopefully he turns around for us quickly. Thank you, Ryu. Ryu's playing nice tonight. I've gotten stuck on that wall and died a few times. So you'll see what I mean here. My oxygen's running low on the left, so we're going to start pretty much using my life meter as an oxygen meter. Hopefully I can get out of the water before needing to elixir, and it's looking like no such luck. So we're going to pop a grate. So that wasn't good, but it's not terrible because there's a great spirit elixir coming up in a chest before we put the medallion into the wall. So one thing about Ninja Gaiden is your backups have backups. And that's the wrong chest, and then I jump back into the water. There we go. Alright, so for safety, I'm going to go to Inferno here.
Alright, so we'll get a moment. Here's an explanation screen for you.
Actually, yeah, go for it. Can you be heard clearly and all that?
Yeah, I can hear myself. It's good.
Okay, cool.
Alright, so we have a $5 donation from Sergeant Salt and Pepper. He says, making a late night donation donation in honor of the great marathon, and big ups to the beard man himself, Genetic. Great googly moogly. So thank you very much, Sarge, for that donation.
Thank you, Sarge.
And we had a $15 donation from Platypus Funk, which you saw him play that awesome Fury action earlier. So thank you very much for that donation. And with that, we are $9 away from raising $500 in this marathon. So good job, guys. Let's keep it coming.
Yeah, dude. Like, again, I can't believe how much this grew in just 1 year.
That's exactly what I kept thinking. It's like, wow, this is getting very, very big. It's crazy.
All right, so taking damage from those robots was actually pretty terrible. This is a pretty suggestive looking cave. I always find it funny. So we're gonna need as much life as possible. So this is phase 2 of the Dive of Death. This is the death portion. Gonna swim over here, and this is where it gets tricky. If my swim's perfect, I'll use 4 Great Spirit Elixirs, and possibly a mini, since I already took damage. If my swim is not perfect, I'll have to use all of them, and hopefully clutch Doku 1. Otherwise, we'll be out of Talisman, but there is a backup strat to losing my Talisman at Doku 1. So it's not Rip Run, it just puts us in some dire straits. So usually a sign of a good run is getting into this door over here before I begin to lose life. So it looks like we actually may have executed... Okay, yeah, so far we're on a good swim. So just need to keep an eye on that life bar. Cut it as close as possible. One time I just totally stopped paying attention to my life bar, and I just died. I was on a pretty decent run too. Ooh, that would have been terrible. Almost got chomped up there. What's interesting though is right after this, they actually fill us up with full Great Spirit Elixirs on our way to the beginning of Chapter 12. So it's almost like they intended for this to be possible. Alright. So I'm going to take a safety save here. Our second. I probably should have safety saved before this, but you know, like I said earlier, we're super elite, so.
Yep, better late than never.
Yeah. Actually, I forgot I hadn't taken a safety save in a pretty long time. Alright, so this is Doku 1. He can be very difficult, especially in a casual playthrough. I'm using a safe strat, which is just doing XYY with the Vigorian flails. Generally, you try to do a Gleaming Blade, but it's much riskier. He's a lot more predictable this way. We're gonna use our last Great, so hopefully he's nice to us the rest of the run. Come on. Alright. So we managed to get past him without spending the talisman, which is huge. Leave the thought behind. Actually, I've never played Resident Evil 4. 828 there, that's actually a really good chapter. Considering I had to take a little extra time to grab that elixir, which ended up coming in super clutch. So that was a good call. That's not too bad. Like 820-ish, 815-ish is pretty much as quick as you can go there. So we're going to be doing another BXY skip, which is similar to the one we did in the warehouse earlier. At least I hope we are. Okay. Oof, what am I doing? There we go. Alright, so now you're going to see what I mean by the greats. They just want us to be great. Oh, that's really terrible. Unfortunately, since you're not supposed to do this, you're supposed to, there's a puzzle you have to solve with hitting all those levers. The camera isn't too nice to you there. But it's okay. Alright, so next we're up to a very reset heavy chapter, chapter 12. The Caverns, I believe it's called. There's a lot of environmental lava that can do huge damage. For whatever reason, it does big damage initially when you first make contact, and then it does damage over time. So we're going to try to stay as out of the lava as possible. These blue walls have to be destroyed with a heavy weapon, which is part of the reason why we had to upgrade the Lunar to level 3. There's 3 weapons that have heavy weapon properties. The level 3 Lunar, the Debilro, and the Warhammer. We're not going to be getting the Debilro or the Warhammer, so if we don't upgrade the Lunar to level 3, we can't proceed. I believe there's more heavy weapons in Sigma, which is the PlayStation version of the game. But for this version, those are your only 3 options. So we'll be using that save station to great effect at the end of this chapter. Right now, though, we got some movement to get done. Usually by this portion of the run, I know how mediocre the run is. And depending on how mediocre, I may just call it anyway. Obviously in a non-marathon setting. Camera really being final boss. Alright, so we have to grab 4 iron ore here in order to build a cog. In a practice run I was doing, I forgot to get it and ended up just calling it a stream after that. Air X gives you just enough distance in order to get over that. We're going to be doing another XBY jump here. It's that move is very intimidating when you first try to start, when you first start to learn it, but the timing's pretty forgiving. So this is the lava damage I was talking about earlier. That is the second to last Muramasa that I usually hit to elixir up, but our farm's been really bad, so we're not going to have an opportunity to talk to him again until chapter 14. So now we just throw all that crap in there.
So I have another donation to read. You have a moment.
Oh, go for it.
Alright, so we got a $10 donation again from Sarge. He says, "What the hey, let's make this 5 hundo, again supporting the great charity to everyone who participated. Woo!" And with that, woo, we've raised over $500 and we beat our last year goal of $500. Great job, guys.
Damn.
Great job.
Thank you, Sarge. And we still have a whole new day, a whole other day left.
Oh yeah, I'm waiting to see how far this will go. 6 hundo, 7 hundo, it'd be crazy.
I think 6 is definitely possible.
I'm betting on 6 myself.
I mean, especially with those Mania Pearlers.
Oh
Ooh.
yeah, those are hype. I want start getting like into the 600 range, I may go and commission some more. It's like Chaos. Let's go make some doubles. Let's go make some more keychains. Those are really good. I loved the idea. It's like, oh, I gotta make those.
Yeah.
So Chaos is like, gotta make them.
Yeah, when I saw those, I was like, all right, I'll donate. Donate for sure. Yeah, that lava is what I was talking about. For whatever reason, it's like once you get in the lava, it's so hard to get out of it. So this is Offenfrau, Hoevenfrau or something. I just call it the snow nub. I'm supposed to have the lunar out. So we're kind of use the same strat that we used for Pazu, and we're just gonna lunar explosion him. It was actually recently discovered that the amount of DPS you do affects him doing that this move right here, where he has iframes while he tries to do damage. I'm actually getting a very weird RNG pattern. We just use a quick Nimpo there in order to stuff that grab move he does. It does massive damage. Especially, we have to fight him again in Chapter 15. And then it's a run ruiner. Pretty good snow nub fight, though. There's another purple jewel in there. In that chest if you're trying to get all items in a casual playthrough. Alright, so we are done with the ice portion of this level. Alright, so I'm just going to run over here. What's my 88? Jeez. Not looking too good. My only goal at this point is to save my talisman. Shoot. We're in a little bit of trouble here. There's a few extra elixirs I can grab on the way to Almatu that I don't generally in a true attempt, but we're in dire straits as far as health goes, so we're gonna go ahead and grab those. I always do that. I do that almost every single run. Alright, so this is the fireworm. Not to be confused with the earlier electric worm. His RNG is a lot more forgiving as far as doing that move that allows us to do big damage. That's as good as that fight goes. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Alright, we got a blue elixir out of it, so it didn't even matter. Alright, so now we are headed to Smoggin, which is the Chapter 12 boss. The way we fight him is very similar to Pazu, except we're going to be mixing in some APF DS cores. For whatever reason, they have a high probability of hitting him twice. I'm pretty sure it's a programming flaw, but, you know, gift horses, unless I die, in which case, different story. Alright. We do get a Lives of the Thousand Gods after beating Smoggin. So if luck, hopefully, with some luck on our hands, we'll be okay. I forgot to change my weapon. It's part of the problem with waking up at 3:30 in the morning to do a 2-hour-long run. Ah. So my health here. All right, that's very, very bad. That's the worst thing that could have possibly happened there. But it's okay. We're gonna push through. There is a chance I can re-get my talisman back. Regain my talisman after a farm in chapter 14, or 13 rather. It's gonna be tough because my farm's been so abysmal before that. But I'll see what I can do. It's very difficult for me to beat this game without having a talisman for the final boss. But I'm gonna try my best. Alright, luckily he just screamed for us at the end. Let's get that headshot. Shoot. Oh, come on, man. Jesus. It's, that's the only Lives of the Thousand Gods that you're actually required to get. It won't let you go in this next door if you haven't grabbed it. So Ninpo, we want Art of the Inferno. Weapon, we want the Dragon Sword. And we're on to chapter 12. No, we're on to chapter 13, sorry. 11:41, that's actually a really good time. But you see like 3 kill there, you gain no essence in that chapter. So your farm is essentially, if it's not good up to there, it's not getting any better. Yeah, I think one of those kills was Snow Nub, and yeah, it's the 3 mini boss fights. So it doesn't even. Alright, so that's a spirit, Life of the God, so we don't need that. So essentially what we're doing right now is running towards what is generally Ryu's death, which is the Alma 2 fight. There is an elixir on one of these dead bodies, so I'm going to spend the time to search them. Come on. This is where Gamoth, or the shadowy figure, asks Gamoth where Ryu is, and he's like, I don't know, man. I'm watching the same movie you are. What the hell are you talking about? This all should look familiar. This is the sewer labyrinth that was chapter 10. Spent a lot of time in. This is, I mentioned it when I was running through here. There's great spirit elixir in here, and if generally I leave it here, unless I'm on good pace, but my health management's been awful. In order to save it for Alma 2. I'm gonna get a little bit of health up here with these bats. Oh, they didn't. For whatever reason, sometimes they just don't spawn. Where are we at time-wise? 143? Okay. I mean, I never keep track. Like, I always just look at my split time, so I have an idea of how it's going. For a marathon, I suppose it's going pretty well.
Yeah, I would think so, and I'm sorry for that little delay. I'm actually working on a possible schedule change for tomorrow. We may not have Luigi's Mansion, but we'll maybe get the next best thing. We may have a Mario Odyssey running on our hands. So
Oh, okay.
I'm trying to see if I can get that narrowed down.
There you go. In every difficulty besides normal, there's a Great Spirit Elixir in there. Ah. Alright, so that's the third piece of the tablet that you need in order to activate this teleporter, or whatever you want to call it. I guess it's a teleporter. Some kind of weird cross-dimensional shenanigans. Where am I going? Alright, so there's a cutscene that we skipped because we're trying to go fast, where Ryu's, I think it says like his girlfriend or his wife or something, is killed by Doku, and she's holding a necklace, and you're not really sure what the significance about it is until this portion of the game up here. So essentially he grabs it, puts it in the sword. Now the sword is super powerful. Yeah, I bet Ryu's kicking himself because he could have just grabbed it at the beginning of the game. Alright, so this is going to be where we take another safety save. This should look familiar because it's where we just were. What the hell? So for whatever reason, sometimes they just won't trigger. Alright, here we go. This used to be a big stress point for me. I used to choke all the time here. But now it's like she's killed me so many times, I don't even care anymore.
Yeah, we just know it's coming.
Right there already. We're gonna go ahead and spend an elixir. How many do we have? We have 4. Alright, so it looks like that safety save may come into play. So this is what I was talking about earlier with the RNG armor, where she can just stuff your flying swallow. And there's nothing you can do about it. So there's a loop very similar to Alma 1 using Nimpo. Luckily we got her in it a little bit. Yeah, it's not playing that game. You know what, it's... Yeah, let me just do this. Alright, that wasn't a good fight, but we beat it. I'm trying to think of what the best way to do this is now. Because generally I low item that fight. Oh, and I have no health left, so I'm going to need to use that elixir anyway. Alright, so I'm just going to have to try to farm best I can in the pill bug fights. And hope RNGesus is nice to us. Yeah, I mean, I figured, you know, I had that safety save, and it's going to be very, very difficult for me to finish the end of the game. Unfortunately, if if I know this game, we may not actually see the end of it tonight. So these pill bugs actually give you a lot of essence, especially using UTs. So we're going to try to UT as many of them as possible. Oof. Luckily, they jump into you, so they give you a little bit of help. Just serious timing a little bit, trying to make sure my farm's okay. So we're losing quite a bit of time by doing it this way, but we really don't have a choice. I need this. Screw that pill bug in particular. Come on. All right. At the very least, we'll be able to fill up on elixirs, and we're just gonna give it the old college try.
Sounds like a good plan to me.
Yeah, because I have some safety saves in late game, but I think those two don't have the talisman. And like you've seen me run this game. If I don't have talisman for Mirai 2, I mean it's
over.
It's a 50-50, and even that's probably giving myself a little bit better odds than it actually is. 1104, that's not too bad, not too good. Alma 2 really didn't want us to have a run. I should have played Smoggin more conservative. I don't know why. I don't know why I pushed my luck. For whatever reason, you need to collect these 5 statues in order to finish the game, and there's only one statue at the very beginning of the game, well, not very beginning, in Chapter 6, that it doesn't require you to pick up to proceed. It's the weirdest thing. I've lost a few runs to that. Alright, so we're going to go for something here called Bat Skip, and that's where I skip these bats. Basically, if you're fast enough with your on-landing jumps, you won't have to kill these bats to go in here. Nice. It's pretty consistent, but you lose a pretty good chunk of time if you screw it up, especially for how easy it is. So here we're just going to spawn spam Inazumas. Actually, what I might do Okay, I was trying to use it as an opportunity to farm a little bit more. Alright, now we see what we're looking like for endgame. Oh, actually, that went so much better than I was expecting. So we have our talisman back. We're back on a run.
Great again.
Yeah, I was honestly, I wasn't sure we were gonna get that farm. The only downside of that is I wasn't able to buy any projectiles, which is gonna make the Emperor a little bit more difficult. But at least we got a chance now. We got a chance finishing the game. These fish, for whatever reason, they cannot touch you when you're doing this kind of jump X move. But if they do get you, it's yeah, they've killed me several times.
Oh, I hate these fish. Oh, they're so brutal.
Yeah, the fish are rough.
Things they've done to you in the past.
That's another one of my most popular rage clips was from these stupid fish. This is another section where the contents of the chests are different in hard difficulties than they are in normal. Alright, that was actually really good. That's as good as that goes. Took no damage, went pretty fast. We're basically just chasing this guy around. We're gonna go backhand him pretty good. He takes quite a bit of damage in that form. I actually discovered that you can do, if you're on landings or crisp, you can do 2 of them before you have to do an X again. Which actually saves a few seconds over the course of this chapter.
Oh, very nice.
I'm the only runner I've seen do it, so I don't know if it's well known. Or maybe it's not as effective as I think it is. Probably jinxed myself a little bit there. Alright, safety save city. Alright, coming up to Spirit Doku, or what I just call Doku 2. Because he's the second Doku fight. Generally this goes okay. I probably just jinxed it. Alright, I'm gonna have a little confidence in myself and only use a mini. Okay, there we go. What sucks is I didn't even need to use that. Alright. We are officially what I like to call endgame. Chapter 15, 16. Chapter 15 is the longest chapter in the game. Chapter 16 is the shortest. 15's tough. I've died in this chapter quite a few times. I'm already getting the jitters knowing that I have Mirai coming up.
Oh, I can imagine.
This nothing stresses me out more than the end of this game. Thank you, Sarge.
We get some bless RNG in the chat, guys.
Yeah. Tom, you must be struggling, man. You've been up for days.
I'm hanging in there, man. I finally got my second win, but I'm now going to crash right after this run, so I'm going to be up again at 11. Well, 10.
Come on. Go in the door. Alright, for whatever reason, this guy has the heart key. I don't know why. I'm going to go take a safety... Actually, I'm going to grab this. I think it's a devil elixir. I'm going to go take a safety save before we start the tower. So right now we're on pace for about a 220. My PB is a 211.04. 220 in a marathon, especially with the amount of practice I was able to put in. It's actually not too terrible. But I guess honestly, if I finish the game, I'd be pretty happy with this run.
Indeed. So I'm not going to jinx it. I'm just going to keep praying.
Yeah. Usually I have level 2 Inferno for these fights, but I chose to go level 2 Inazuma. So we'll see how that ends up playing out. Our farm is done, so we're going to use all essence to just to do ETs and UTs and just do big damage. The only exception will be if I grab a blue in order to get a little bit more health. Yo, get bodied. That was actually a pretty good setup with that Nimpo there. That worked out well. So that's good floor 1.
Oh, wow. Very good. Very, very good.
We have the Raptor. Thank God. I questioned myself there for a second. I was like, shit, did we go? Ugh, sorry. I was like, shoot. Did we pick it up?
Oh, it's all good, man. I'm so tired. I'm like, oh, whatever. I don't care anymore.
Yeah, we'll have to edit that out in post. So there's a great spirit elixir up here. I'm going to attempt to grab a... And the goal is to try to leave... Yo, what's up, Argic? Yo, that, I missed your Mania run, which was pretty upsetting, but that Star Fox run was pretty hype. So what you want to do is leave the essence on the outside of the door there so you can chain those into a UT on the inside. Hey. Yeah, good morning.
Especially going to 6 a.m. on the East Coast, so good morning.
All right. Using that Great Spirit is a little upsetting there. I probably should have absorbed the blue rather than you teeing off it a few times. Yeah, I mean, I was looking forward to this weekend so much. Marathon Week is just so great. Just playing games, watching streams. Stream got super hype, which was really cool. Come on. Perfect. Alright, so this is the first time we have to actually fight the Crab Fiend. They have huge health. Which can be a big problem. Luckily, there's only a few of them on this floor. Actually, I think there might even be one. And there's two on the next... No, three on the next floor. Alright. So far, tower climb's going okay. Going up to the final floor up here. I believe there's another great spirit elixir right here. Ooh. Come on, come on, come on, come on. No, 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 no. A bit of a wash, but it's okay. that almost went. That almost.
I was like, no, fish, please, no.
Yeah, it's amazing how even in like super late game, how much damage they do to you. Well, I mean, I guess you never really gain armor or anything like that.
Yeah, Ryu's like, I don't need no stinking armor.
Alright, good final floor fight. Alright, so that's the tower. Luckily, there's a safe spot up here. So we will for sure not have to redo that. Ooh. Let's do this. Alright, this is the last chest we'll open up for the entire run. We're going to take a save, and we're on to Marbus. This is the mini boss rush fight. Mini boss rush, rather. We fight a Hydrocubus, a Snow Nub, and then finally Marbus. I'm going to be using a really slow but really safe strat. This is, like, as throughout the course of this run, I've really realized how bad of a marathon speedrun this is. Alright, so we're on the Hydrocubus. Come on. Alright, so I'm going to end up force cycling this because I messed that up so bad. For whatever reason, I could not buffer my Gleaming Blade. Oof. Oh, so close. Alright. That's okay. Alright, Hydrocubus is down. So this time we fight we fight the ads, except he shoots fireballs at us at the same time. Alright, on to Snownub 2. Snownub 2 has a huge health bonus, or health buff. So he's a lot more difficult than the version that we faced in Chapter 12. This is another guy who I have lost runs to. Did too much damage, made him a little angry. Ah. Alright, we're on to Marbus. That was pretty good. Alright, so I'm going to be doing mainly Air X's here in order to just chip away slowly. I'll be doing an Air XXX at some point if I see him do a certain move. See, he's all pissed off about it. Shoot. The good thing about the Air X here is it resets whatever animation he's on. So it stuffs almost every single one of his attacks. The ads that he throws down when you start to get a little good at this boss fight actually help you more than anything because they drop blues pretty frequently, so you get a slight chance to regain a little bit of health throughout the course of the fight. I'm actually making pretty good contact with these attacks. I mean, you can't ask for a better Marvis than that. That went really well. So we are on to chapter 16, the final chapter. The Emperor in both phases can be a bit of a killjoy. I've lost a run or two to them as well. Essentially, you can die anywhere in this game at any time. No matter how good you are, you're never safe. I think I read something by Tomonobu Itagaki, the guy who made this game. He said, in most games, you're there to kill the enemy, but in this game, the enemy's there to kill you. And it's pretty true. You can get killed by anything.
Oh yeah, I totally agree.
Alright, so we're going to grab a safety save here. Shoutouts to Unwary for explaining to me what is actually going on here. The tower that you're in is actually inverted. It's upside down. And it looks like you fall up in this cutscene, and I could never figure out why. And it's because I didn't realize that you actually, when you're running down the path, it flips you upside down. After 12 years of playing this game. Ugh. that's not good. Okay. I'll burn these up now. Nice. So for whatever reason, when you knock out his first section, it doesn't allow you to continue to control Ryu, but it does in these two. Okay. I am going to elixir up here for this phase and just hope that the luck is with us a little bit here. Alright, so what do I need? Need this stuff. Projectiles. Great. Good cycle. So here all you want to do is burn everything. Every projectile you have, send it. What are you, silly? Of course I'm going to send it. Rip ears, by the way. Alright, so it looks like we actually got a really good pattern on this fight. So we will be fighting Mirai 2. That's no guarantee that we're going to beat Mirai 2. But, you know, at the very least, we definitely put in a good effort. Actually, how many strongbow do I have? Alright, here we go. Chapter 16. $16.51, that's garbage. JTB in his last run said that sub 13 is quote-unquote good in that chapter. He's also the best player in the world, though, so I suppose 3 minutes slower than his goal is probably not all that bad. So this is our final safety save of this run. Sarge has been there for many a lost run, especially to this boss, so shout out to Sarge for hanging out.
Indeed. Ride or die.
This is, if you fall here, it's game over. So, you know, in a run where I'm actually pushing for PB and I'm not saving, this will give you a heart attack. All right, this is it. Ah, I wasted an impo there. Time. So that is unbelievably Ninja Gaiden Black. I honestly did not give myself. I really wasn't sure we were going to actually finish this run today. I'm really excited we actually got it done. Let's see what the final time was.
That. Your prediction was correct. I'm not going to count the milliseconds, but that was 220 right on the nose.
Oh man, yeah. See, when I got to end of chapter 15, I was like, this feels like a 220. Honestly, I'm just kind of excited we actually finished the game without dying. Woo! Ugh. All right.
And, oh man, I can breathe again.
Yeah. So on that note, I think I'm going to turn it back over to you, Tom, and I'm going to get some sleep before Shovel Knight tonight.
Sounds good. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to throw in a caster command to you guys to follow G3netic for that awesome run of Ninja Gaiden Black, and then we'll be back at 11 o'clock. So only a couple hours, and we'll get started with the final day of Distance Arcares 2017. So get some sleep, guys, and we'll be back.
All right, sounds good. I will see you guys in a few hours.